I think throughout this project, one of the first things I think I said was that I always thought about being active in the sense of individuality and how can I be my best self being active. And then this project started to open my eyes to all the interactive nuances to my own activities. When we were thinking about developing relational, awareness within sports, and maybe not just individual sports, more team sports like my soccer, right? As a teacher, I think it's really important to use those relational lenses from the very start. Can you pass back and forth with your partner? Can you start to bring that into other contexts where now you have to start to read what your partner wants? With a partner, are they wanting you to pass it to their left foot? Are they wanting it to pass you to their right foot? And the way you can tell that is the person's body positioning. So the way I like to think of it is that you can look at the person's hips and you can look at their shoulders and the way that they're facing. So if I'm facing towards this side, let's say, my lead foot is where I want you to put it. So I want you to pass it to my left foot. And if I'm the opposite, I want you to pass it to my right foot. So if you're, ready to move, ready to be on your toes, ready to basically meet the ball when your partner might not get it exactly to you, you have to compensate, right? You have to make sure that you're reading where they're going to put it too. So it's kind of this give and take. And then once you start to be able to get in that relational connection with a partner, then maybe you can bring it to more of a fluid context. So now you're moving more, so you're in more of a game context. Maybe you're playing just a possession game where you're moving with your partner, and then in the movement, so you're running, your partner has to be able to tell where you want them to put the ball.
In the game with Annika, where we were playing the fake out, race out game, I felt my eye gaze more looking at her body as a whole versus her eyes, because I find it a strategy to kind of it gives people a way, where they're looking, where they're leaning, and you can use that to help you kind of go, right, her body is moving, but if her eyes are not shifting, or if they're looking one way but her body's going this way, I know her next move is over there. So that's why it's important for me to really lock it in visually and make that eye contact, but also get that physical piece as well during the game.
It's the connection between me and you where I know if I do that, then you're going to know that that's what I want, because that's our connection. So as a teacher, teaching kids these kinds of relationships will help them to not only be able to move in a game sense in all different activities with someone else, but also in relationships in life, right? Give and take and compensation and trying to figure out what the other person wants.